Hey everybody, welcome to Dad, Daughters, and Drinks, where you'll always get at least two of those three. Today you've got me, the Margarita Kid, and I am drinking bourbon. It's a bourbon called The Musician from Still Austin Distillery, which I assume is in Austin, but I'm not sure. In any case, I've received a few requests for a band called Maid, which I think is an all-female Japanese metal band. I'm not entirely sure. I think they do have singing in some of their songs, but I think I was told that this one is an instrumental. I've had multiple people have suggested the band, and this one was requested a couple times as well as kind of a good starting place. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot. This is another one of the bands where I'm told that the musicians are kind of very high-level skilled musicians, and nobody steered me wrong with that comment yet. So we're going to go ahead and see what we get. Let me get these on so I can see. Let me get these on so I can hear. And away we go. There's like this, there's that lead guitar going, and then there's like a real distorted version of that that's much lower that's happening, and I can't tell if that's the same guitar part that's going through a splitter and has, just a lot of distortion effects going onto it, or if that's two different guitarists. It's coming through the leads here and the other ones here, so I'm kind of thinking it's probably two guitarists that are just playing on top of each other. Yeah, it's two different guitars because in this case the bottom part changed, but the top part stayed the same. And this is kind of a cool little thing. It's reminding me of something, but I can't place it. But it's almost more of like the rhythm that they're doing almost feels like it would come more from like an old school, like 70s, I don't know, like Molly Hatchet, Motorhead, Uriah Heep type band. It doesn't sound exactly like that, but I could see with a little less distortion and drums, maybe a little bit cleaner of a sound. I could see that rhythm happening with bands like that. That was a nice little transition there. So the girl can play. She's doing some tapping. The lead thing that she was doing there with that kind of, I think there was an echo in it, like kind of a delay that was going that almost had like there's a Joe Satriani song on his Crystal Planet album that has a ending sequence, and I can't remember which song it is. But it's almost like a drum beat and background rhythm that feels a little bit like this, and there's kind of this open string pull-off delay thing that's jumping around the neck. This really reminded me of what she was doing, both during the actual picking part as well as the tapping part. And then there was a pretty nice transition to get back into the original riff. I can't think of the last time I've seen one, two, three. It's five-string bass. I can't think of the last time I've seen a band with a four-string bass. Uh, Maybe some of the very early Warning uh, videos when the girls were real young. I think the Allie had a, a four-string bass, but it always seems these days it's like five-string, six-string. The guy from what's that other band I watched last night? Uh, Asterism. He had like a seven-string bass. Um, it's an interesting thing. Somebody had somebody mentioned in a comment that they thought it was because a lot of times the bass parts are initially written out as synth parts that go lower, and so they've kind of been adding more strings onto the bass so that they can play all these different parts that somebody's written, on keyboard or whatever. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's an interesting speculation. So there is another guitar player, but they haven't really shown that other person very much. I kind of noticed it in the beginning, and then I forgot about it because it's all been focused on this lead player. But just there were some things that you could clearly hear the other person doing. Right there. Oh, what am I going to do that? I got to find that spot again. I couldn't tell if the bassist was using a pick or not. I thought at first she was, and then all of a sudden at the end I thought there was some like slap and pop going on without the pick. So I don't know if she was using one initially and then dropped it, or if the slap pop part she was actually still having the pick in her hand somewhere. I'm back a little bit, but that's okay. See, that clearly seems like a pick. So I thought I saw her put the pick into her hand, like kind of hold it on while she was doing the slap and pop with her thumb and I think index finger. That's pretty cool if she's doing that smoothly. Right here. Nice. That chord progression was exactly the same as an old 80s, like, uh, you spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, round, round, round. I don't know what the name of that song is or who sings it, but it's like one of those 80 English alternative bands, but that was that same kind of chord progression as the chorus from that song. I always like when you can see drummers that are having fun. A lot of times they're having to be, real focused and everything, which I would be as well if I had like 150 different things in front of me I'm supposed to be hitting in certain ways. But usually you don't see them smile with such joy. So that's really good. The last person drummer I think I remember smiling this big was in one of the Pink Floyd later concerts, probably one of the Comfortably Numb live ones. There's a drummer who's a younger guy who just has the biggest smile on his face, and you can probably tell every time he's on stage, he's just like, I can't believe I'm drumming for Pink Floyd. And it showed in his smile. I want to go back and give her the whole thing. Sound like pick tapping. All right, that was a good tune. So the things that I liked about it, there were a lot of like different pieces to it, right? It wasn't them just kind of playing the same, kind of background riff over and over again and maybe throwing some solos out on top of that. It seemed a lot more structured than that. There were a lot of different parts that they, had kind of shifted between, fairly seamlessly. It was very well done that way. There was clearly a couple that, like that main kind of tapping melody that felt like it was, not that instrumentals have choruses necessarily, but that kind of felt like the main theme of the instrumental. But they also gave, the bassist a chance to do some stuff. They gave the drummer a little bit. I almost wish the bassist and the drummer had a little bit more time to do some stuff. But that's okay. They still got something, and that's fine. I do wish that they would have showed the other guitar player at some point. Like, I don't know. I kind of saw her off on the side of the stage when there was a full view. I think she was kind of wearing all black, it looked like, but I don't think they showed her a single time during that whole filming. And I know she didn't have, as prominent a part, but she was doing some good stuff, and I think she deserved maybe a little bit of film time for that. So, yeah, I mean, critique-wise, that would probably be my main thing, is that they just didn't really show her, and that it was a little dark. I had a little, like, even in the beginning especially, you almost couldn't even see the people. And then later when the lights were flashing, you could kind of see. But I clearly like watching what they're doing as well as, how it sounds. So, are they tapping with this? Is the person putting the pick in her hand? Is it tapping the pick on the strings to get the really fast, kind of hammer-on, pull-off tremolo type thing going on? And it was hard to do any of that when it was really dark a lot of the times. But just sonically, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot less metal than I thought it was going to be. I was, for whatever reason, under the impression that it was going to be like more metal, whereas it almost felt to me more of like I said, almost more of just a rock song, almost not quite classic rock. It was a little heavier than that, but it was definitely more of a rock feel with some more technical elements thrown on top that you might hear from like a Joe Satriani song, like I mentioned earlier. So yeah, overall, really good stuff. I really enjoyed listening to that, and I'm definitely going to check out a couple of their other tunes. There's been a few that were recommended. This was the one where kind of people said this is where you should start, and I think it was a good starting point. And so I appreciate the recommendation. If there are any other songs, I don't remember the names of the ones that I've had recommended already, but go ahead, drop them in the comments. And if you have any other comments, go ahead and drop those into the comments as well. I always appreciate reading them, and I appreciate any time that people give me to watch this with me. And other than that, I think I'm done for this one. So, as always, everybody have a great day, and thanks for watching.